All right, so we're going to get into looking at some of these wonderful financial aid award letters that I've anonymized or picked up from different school websites. So this one I haven't marked up really at all. It's going to kind of give you some definitions, but so once you get these coming in, you'll see they're going to look very different. So this one I give like a C minus, maybe a D, just because it's not very clear. Because they show your aid first, which I'm like, well, what's the cost? Like I'd rather know that first, in my opinion. So, but they're saying, okay, here's your for the year, you're gonna get some Pell grants, this Cal grant, a Bobcat grant. So your total for the year is 25. And then you also have this self-help, which is loans and work study. So they really loaded up this federal work study, which, by the way, work study is not guaranteed. You still got to apply. There still has to be a job available. But it is a federal stipend, so that it's not taxable, which sounds great. But most kids, unless you make over $15,000, you're not going to pay taxes anyway. So if you're better off to go wait tables or do something else with that time, work study isn't always the best paying job you can get, and they're not guaranteed. So I usually just throw them out when I'm doing like looking at what's our cost. I just throw them out. So we've got this here, and then if we come down here, your ways are determined based on the following. You're living on campus. This is a zero EFC, but here's your tuition and fees, and here's your books, supplies, et cetera, room and board, transportation, and your health insurance. Where does it show me what does it cost? I
No,
mean,
no.
can you just do the math for us? So to me, this is a very vague, uh, very vague. So, if we tally all those up, it's 16, 18. Yeah, it's around 30, 35, 36,000. But I'm just sitting here going, why? And so then part of that self-help. So what's my out of pocket? This is a tough one to decipher to me. It's pretty tough. So I'm
Yeah.
starting with one that is, so you need a tool to levelize all these side by side and plug in the same inputs and get the same outputs. Because this one's not good. But you might see something like this. So be aware of that one. This one is I think better on how it lays things out, but it's still, at least it shows the direct costs at the bottom, but at least it shows the gift aid. Here's our self-help. Again, really high work study, which I wouldn't even think about. You do have subsidized loans and unsubsidized. That's clearly represented. I think that's good because, like I said, if they are subsidized, you might as well take them. And then coming down here, what's our tuition and fees? And then estimating direct costs. So that at least they kind of have a final on it. And then they say minus your gift. And that's your estimated net cost minus your true gift money up there, right? And then you get into, and if you take out the self-help, then remaining financial aid due to be used for other expenses. Love that part because that is really poorly misrepresented because they're saying take all the loans and we're going to definitely have that work study and you're going to have extra money laying around. To me, that's just not a very good way to present that because you don't have to take those loans. If you don't have to, don't. And I've heard those stories too. Like it came, especially people in graduate school. They're like, yeah, they said I could take out, 40,000 a year. So I took out 40,000 a year. I said, well, how much did you need? I don't know, 20. So then you end up with tens of thousands of dollars potentially in loans that you didn't really need. So understand, I just feel like this isn't a very fair representation. But if you're reading it, you're going, cool, we're going to have extra money left from college? Not really.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's a good example of just kind of how deceptive these can be. And then I think I've got some ones that I think are better. I think are kind of the next one. This one gets like a B plus because it does show fairly clearly. Here's your grants and scholarships. Here's your estimated cost of attendance. But again, it's throwing that financial aid in those loans are part of it. So I don't think that's very fair. And then here's your total estimated balance that you're gonna have to come up with the 21,881. So, and I pulled this one because it shows if you want to make monthly payments over 10 or 12 months, here's what that looks like. So that I think is helpful, but the fact that they put these loans in there, I don't think is a great true what's your estimated balance. It's not saying what your net cost is. There's a difference there, right? Because the net cost would really be this plus your student loans, right? It would really so it's semantics, but the fact that we have to still decipher these is the crazy thing to me, without a standardized way to do it. But hopefully those are helpful examples of how things are presented and making sure that you know how to break them down. I'm going to go to out here. A couple of tools I found and then some good samples. This is from the National Association of Student Financial Aid Administrators. So if you want to do a paper version, here's one, two, three side by side. Take your top three schools, pull them, put them in here, and take out, make sure the cost of attendance matches up. Get whatever fees and look at these things and see if they're crazy. Like if they have a transportation fee or of something like 5,000, be like, I don't know if we need travel and transportation of 5,000, but take what's on there, get down to the cost of attendance, have that apples to apples, and then it's got scholarships and grants. Here's your gift aid. Here's your cost minus gift aid. Right. So then it's even got some, are you going to work? And so, but then the loans, how does that factor in? So this is it's a way to look at things on a side by side.
Yep.
So hopefully that's a helpful tool that we'll send out. And then is this the right one? That's over here. So this is the one that has been pushed to standardize things, which if every school could just have to present it like this, which I don't know why they can't. This seems like the easiest thing in the world to make it a template. But this one
Yep.
really does the best way to do it. What's the cost? Right, here's the cost of attendance for the year, right? And it does and then it breaks it down. So total estimated cost, all in 31.5. Here's your fall semester, here's your spring. And then what we're looking at here's your grant money, merit-based scholarship, institutional scholarship. You've got Pell grants. Um, that one you don't see very often anymore, but you got a state grant, you've got merit, institutional, but all told, your total discount is 21,995. Right. So that leaves us now with the estimated net price of 9,521. And then here's some self-help that could help you pay for college. But I like that it's isolated. And then here's your outstanding after you would apply those loans that you might need to come up with. And then if you have, and I like how they put work study down here, like not even included.
Yep.
So that's how I would kind of analyze this. So this sample, I think, is a good way to look at it, and their worksheet does the same thing. It gets you to kind of the same outcome. So hopefully that's helpful in deciphering and having some good examples of how to look at it and not get taken. So the one thing you didn't see, and I don't think in any of these, it might be in this one. No, it wasn't in this one either. There had some other. That was the sample. Was the Parent Plus loan and how that plays into things. So just be cautious. Some of those schools will present that like any of those other tools. That hey, you could take out this $20,000 Parent Plus loan as well. So I just don't get yeah don't take the bait.